Welcome back to the Kokomo Home Show here at the Markland Mall, and I've got my good friend Anthony. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Great to be here, man.
Thanks for being here.
It's a fun thing you put together.
Yeah, it's been a job.
I bet.
A lot of work, but I'm glad to be here, and I think we're going to have a great crowd this weekend between today. A little slow this morning, but actually not bad traffic.
No, not bad. Not bad.
But then we're going to be here.
It's early.
Yeah, we'll be here obviously tomorrow and Sunday, and so. But we're here to talk about you, talk about your business, talk about where it started.
Sure.
Talk to me about, so Who's Your Waterway is the name of Anthony's company. Talk to me about where it started, where you serve.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, right off the bat, we want to say, if it's Who's Your Water, we'll get it away from the house, right? So we serve all of Indiana. We really advertise in the central corridor from Bloomington up to Kokomo, all of Indianapolis.
Yep.
That's where we advertise a lot, but we'll serve all of Indiana. We're strong in Bloomington.
Yep.
I am a homegrown Kokomo kid, you know.
Yeah.
But raised my kids in Bloomington. That's where we're strongest. Had a friend owned RCV Roofing. We did a lot of work for them for about 11 years. So we've expanded the past couple of years, started doing home shows, Indianapolis here, and I just recently moved back to Kokomo.
Yep.
So yeah, we're glad to be back and get a little stronger in this market.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Kokomo's welcoming you back. People, you know, they knew you, they know you're back, and they're learning about your business.
That's
and
right.
So let's talk about your business. How long has it been in operation, and what do you do?
We're about 11 years in now, and what we do is by hand drainage. Any rainwater issues, we're going to take care of it without heavy equipment. We're able to put the grass back when we're done. I know we'll show this a little later, but we can do pipe work, stone work. Those are our main things. Exterior drainage, downspouts. Put the grass right back when we're done. So we're not making marks with heavy equipment. You don't need a landscaper when we're done. We're less expensive than heavy equipment as well.
That's such a nice feature because like sometimes we have to rent a lift to paint somebody's house, and I'm always afraid we're going to put ruts in their yard.
That's it. You try and put a board down or something like that, you know. But you know that doesn't really work. So that's what we are all about. Is we don't call ourselves a basement company. We work on basements and crawl spaces, and that's all in here. But even if you're going to put something in the basement, like a sump pump, why is the water going in there? We don't want to just keep sending it through your mortar and your foundation. A lot of times we can do the outside work. It's less expensive, and then you don't need the inside work done at all. You know, and if you are going to do the inside work, the outside keeps from sending so much down there. So you know,
my brain's going a million miles an hour now that you've gotten go in that direction. So. Because I actually have a sump pump pit, and you know my basement. I went down, got some heavy rains a couple weeks ago. And I've never had water in my basement. Got water in my basement, and that wear and tear of that going into. But then we also had a little addition added on the back, and I began thinking about my downspouts.
That's right.
And I'm watching the flow of water. The worst thing for a home is water.
That's it.
You got to get it. I mean, you want to have the right balance, right? So you want to have a humidifier potentially, or dehumidifier from that standpoint, but then but obviously consistent water that's heavy, whether that's through your roof or your foundation or a window or whatever, is bad.
So we can do trenching, trench drains, and look at your downspouts. So groundwater and roof water, again, get it away from the house, you know. And so, and again, we've got the dehumidifiers. I can flip through quickly. We do all the basement work as well. There's a dehumidifier there, the April Air, the nice ones.
Nice.
Your battery backup for your sump pumps, your vapor barrier. We can do all that, and we do often do all that. But we are outside specialists doing it by hand. This is the tools we use. We really are with shovels, buckets, no heavy equipment whatsoever. So whether we're doing pipe work or stone work, we're going to do that by hand and leave just a nice, pretty look when we're done.
That's great.
You know,
that's
so
and
that's how that.
I was talking to a gentleman just a minute ago, and he was talking about, well, I'm thinking about doing this, and I think I'm going to do it myself.
Good. Okay.
And I thought to myself, are you sure?
So we often we say, listen, what we do is hard work. We've learned a lot. We over a decade, we come up with a lot of extra little processes and tricks. But I will tell people, look, this is just hard work. This is digging trenches. This is what the army songs are all about.
Feel how soft my hands are.
Look at that.
I would be a mess. I would be calloused, like blisters.
Yeah. So while we've got this picture up, since they've seen it, these are roots to this very tree. And so if you use heavy equipment, the roots are gone, you know, you're gonna probably take out the fence. And as you can see, we go up through some landscaping around the house, but we go under those roots.
Wow.
We put our drain system below that. This is a non-biodegradable fabric with stone in it, so it's gonna work regardless, and this is what it looks like when it's done. So
looks so good. And you know, I mean, you get an old tree. I see so many times that, you know, they come in, they just bulldoze it all down, and maybe that has to happen, but some of those trees are hundreds of years old, and if you can keep that, I mean, you don't replace that fast.
That's our philosophy, and again, we're not using a trencher.
So
we're not using heavy equipment.
If I'm thinking about an ideal client for you, this is a kind of an out of the blue question.
Yeah.
An ideal client for you, you got, you know, you have a yard that's, whether it's perfectly manicured or not, you just don't want it destroyed.
Right.
You have water issues in your basement or not, that's a good client.
Yeah.
Right? You have an old tree, that's a good client.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
They need to get with you.
So us versus heavy equipment is kind of often the comparison. If you're maybe over 500 feet and you've got an unencumbered area, you know, without a lot of trees and things, equipment can probably start to compare to us. But most homes we're only going to do 200, 300, 400 feet tops.
Yeah.
And we're going under sidewalks by hand is something else we do. You can't do that with equipment. So we can go through areas that have plenty of, you know, like for example, you know, you've got areas that you just can't, a big hit knot. And so there's areas like that, and there's areas that will have a lot of flowers in some of our areas. Seeing some of our basement work here, but here we are going through flower areas. So this is my buddy Josh, and what we've done is there's a swimming pool over here, and we've made drainage underneath this sidewalk, going this way, starting up here and going down. And we went through these flowers. We'd set them to the side. And when we're done, I took this picture. And you don't see anything, which is the point. There's nothing to see here. We're already done with our work, and we've walked away, and there's a pipe under all that.
Yeah.
So that's the type of thing that we can offer to protect your landscaping, your flowers.
Your existing sidewalks.
Your existing sidewalks. We go under them. If you cut one and pour it, it always looks different.
Yeah, and it looks different, or it's going to drop down.
That's right. That's right.
If you don't get it backfilled right.
Yeah, so that's in a nutshell what we're about.
That's awesome. So people can come to the show. They can see you at the show. Do you have any special offers that you want to talk to them about? I mean,
anybody that mentions it here,
you have to get paid double.
No. We like to offer at home shows 100 off for anything 1,000 or more. We'll offer 100 off, and we're going to also give 25 to any that we land. To up as well.
The up program,
Yeah, so we want to mention that. We'll give $25 to any estimates that get approved. Yep. So we'll do that as well,
awesome.
and you get the $100 off.
And you know what? If you sell 24 jobs here, which can happen, that sponsors one kid.
That's right.
$2,400 sponsors one kid at the Kokomo Urban Outreach Program. That's what it takes to keep them.
Well, we'd love to help do that. So absolutely.
So, that's excellent. So as we kind of come to a conclusion on this, what I like to ask people, like, what are you studying? What are you reading? What are you learning? How are you growing? How are you personally growing? How's the company? How do you challenge a company to grow?
We have a couple of things that we try and do. Kaizen is a term that we use, which is to make small improvements as we go, you know. So we practice Kaizen with our company internally, and something that we tell clients, usually after we've done something. Let me show you one more example here. This here. So we did our drainage, which is much more narrow than what you see there. You know, the drainage is only going to be about this wide. But once we had our drainage done, we had a little extra stone, so we laid some fabric over this. This is their gate. This was a pre-existing walkway for them, but it was just muddy and whatnot with these steps. So after we did our drainage, we went ahead and put this extra stone on there at no charge. And that's something, it's an African proverb that we use, which says, speak silver and reply gold. So we always try and do something we didn't charge them for, you know. And with the extra stone, stone's not that expensive. It's getting delivered. Get an extra half ton and see what we can do for the client.
It's kind of, you know, so you say it Kaizen.
Kaizen.
And it's an African proverb.
So Kaizen is a Japanese term. About small improvements, essentially, continuous small improvements. And then and that's sort of our our business philosophy.
Love that.
And then our motto to our clients is speak silver, reply gold. That we don't say it ahead of time. It's just like, oh, you did some extra.
Yeah.
Then we let them know that that's how we like to do things.
I love that.
Yeah.
You guys, you want to work with Anthony and Hoosier Waterway. They are a company who's going to practice Kaizen on your property. They're going to practice, and I'll say it this way: Jesus said, "Go the second mile."
Yeah.
Right in the Bible, he says, "Go a second mile," and that's what you're doing.
That's right.
They pay you to do the first mile.
Yeah.
But the second mile you're doing just out of care for them, and that's how you want to work with a company.
We like to solve puzzles, and we like to provide a good service, and we provide peace of mind. If it starts raining and you're out to dinner or on vacation in Florida and you're worried about the basement or the yard, that's not a good feeling. So we try and provide that peace of mind. Yeah.
That's awesome. Anthony Pritt, thank you for being here at the show.
Thank you. Thank you for running the show.
I want to invite everybody, come see Anthony, get your water issues taken care of, get your lawn taken care of, and let's get a kid sponsored at the Kokomo Urban Outreach.
We're happy to be a part of the whole show. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.